Hello, spooky crew. Our tote bag drawing is officially closed, and we just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who entered. We are so grateful for the love and the support, and we have loved reading your reviews. Missed the tote? No worries. We're still sending out high-quality vinyl stickers while supplies last. Just email us proof of your rating and review along with your mailing address to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, and we'll get one headed your way. Quick promise, your address is only for mailing the sticker. No emails, no selling info, no funny business, just spooky gratitude. Thanks again for supporting the show. You are the reason we do this. You're listening to The Spooky Darlings, where three sisters explore haunted histories, sinister mysteries, and ghostly gabbing from the shadows. I'm Nettie.
I'm Haley.
I'm Emily.
And before we jump in, we've got something fun for you. We're running a little promo to say thank you for supporting the show. If you leave us a written review, we'll mail you a free Spooky Darlings water bottle sticker. All you have to do is send us a screenshot of your review or your username and the platform you listen on, along with your mailing address to thespookydarlings@gmail.com. Plus, everyone who leaves a review during this promo will also be entered into a drawing for a free Spooky Darlings canvas tote bag. It's our way of sending you a little spooky love. All right, Haley, the floor is yours. Until Emily and I interrupt with something really important.
I want you guys to tell me everything you remember from this because we were all being informed of the same stuff. I just did a little bit more research about it. And so I want you guys to tell me everything.
And we will.
I'm so excited. So the floor is yours to share with us.
Thank you. Okay, so we are talking about haunted Galveston.
Yay.
And if what has it been, a week since we were there?
All I know is it feels
Emily?
too long to be away from Emily. But yes, it was a week yesterday that we went to Galveston for way too short of a period of time.
Way too short, but we had delicious dinner at that hotel and
That haunted hotel.
Haunted. We have to go stay there. It's like room
515 or 516. It's
something like that.
The Hotel Galvez,
Yes.
which Galvez was the last name of the person that Galveston is named after, right?
Oh,
Galvez
okay.
Town.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a picture. One of the few pictures we got together. We got through the whole weekend and realized we barely took any photos together.
gosh.
So we'll post that picture of us.
Yes. So something that we all heard was Galveston is a cemetery with a beach attached. It is something that Galveston, as a little city, is it a city?
Yeah.
That they kind of identify with that. The sentiment comes from the great tragedies that seem to have hovered around the charming Texas beach city. And the biggest tragedy is the hurricane that decimated Galveston in 1900. And they call it the Great Storm of 1900. And it struck on the night of September 8th. And it is the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. The death rates range from 6,000 up to 19,000. And
Yeah, I would say 6,000 seems like a low estimate based on the number of people that were living there at the time. I'm guessing
I've
it's
always
closer.
heard a higher number on that that little island town was just ravaged by that hurricane.
Yeah, it really was. And mass graves were dug across the island and bodies were washing ashore for weeks. And so the saddest story, or the saddest event, what's the word I'm looking for?
Event.
Just
the saddest thing that happened.
The saddest thing that happened during the hurricane, at least the one that,
one of the
we were
most
told,
tragic.
is
Yeah, I think the most tragic account, right? Is that the word you're
tragic
looking for?
account. Thank you. So the most tragic account was the nuns and the children at St. Mary's Orphanage, where the Sisters of Charity who ran the home, when the storm struck, they were caring for 93 children at the time, and there were 10 nuns. And so when the water started to rise, the nuns, to keep everyone safe, tied 9 to 10 kids to themselves each. And then not realizing like their heavy robes and the children's clothing was going to weigh them down, everyone drowned except for 3 children. And those 3 children were found clinging to like little branches and just like fighting for their lives, literally. And it's just so tragic. And then later, when they found the nuns and the children's bodies, they were still tied together. And that just like, oh, it's so devastating.
I think that actually probably tying what they did to save the kids is actually what caused almost all of them to drown.
Exactly.
Because when you have just that big chain of people getting pulled under, one gets pulled under, all the rest of them get pulled under.
Well, and the nuns had their heavy robes, but I think what they didn't anticipate was because they didn't have any kind of frame of reference for this kind of weather event. I don't think they could even fathom that the water would rise to the levels that it did. So they probably just thought, oh, let's just, it's up to our knees. Let's make sure nobody floats away.
Right.
I don't think they realized how high the water was going to get and how strong
the currents would be. They were just getting tossed and turned like a...
It was like good intentions, but unfortunately like deadly results.
Yeah.
So that is the saddest story. And so then on our ghost tour, it was Tyler from Historic Galveston Ghost Tours. He told us that the spot where there now is a Walmart, that is the exact spot where the orphanage was, where the nuns and the children were found. And in the toy section, the toys will light up, balls will get thrown, unmanned bicycles are seen navigating up and down the aisles. But this all happens after closing at night. And Tyler told us the Walmart tried to do 24-hour Walmart, but they could not keep a night staff employed because of the hauntings. And so I thought that was very interesting. And also, hopefully, if it is those little ghost children, I'm hoping that they're having a really good time in the toy section.
I hope so too. I mean, I guess
interesting. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I guess if you're a ghost and a new building's going to be built where you're haunting, it's like, yes, one with toys, please. If you're a ghost child.
Yeah.
If you're a ghost adult, you'd be like, yes, one with
beer.
I was going to say books.
So it was funny because Tyler, our guide, told us about the haunted, the phenomena at the Walmart. And when we went there right after the tour. We had to convince two of our husbands that were with us, like, please, I know it's been a long day. Like, let's just go make this stop real quick. And we went in and we saw like 3 other people that had been on our same tour that also had just like scooted straight over there. And we had with us that ghost-o-meter thing. I tried really hard to pick up a signal in the toy aisle, but I guess the children don't like to come out and play while
you tried. You did not put in much of an effort.
You were tired.
Emily was like turning it on and going, nope, nothing. Let's go. And I was like, wait. Let's try this aisle. Nope, nothing. Let's go.
I held it on up and down all the toy aisles. And then I was like, I'm going to go get a beer. That's what I did.
That's exactly what you did. And I went with you. And we met up with Nettie a little bit later.
I lingered in the toy aisle and took photos of each aisle.
And I thought she was probably giving a ghost child a piggyback ride.
I did. I did try to communicate to the ghost children as my sisters walked away from me. Like, go ahead and pinch that one wearing the sweater. Just a friendly little pinch. Nothing.
Yeah. So other ghostly sightings that are possibly attributed to this great tragedy of the storm of 1900 are shadowy figures wandering the beach and a lingering heaviness, which people call Galveston's grief.
Oh, I honestly felt it. As we drove over the bridge, I felt a change in energy. I said it out loud in the car.
You did. I remember. And then I was like, do I feel a change or am I just piggybacking off of what Nettie just said?
You were piggybacking like a little ghost child.
Thank you.
Like the little ghost child that's been on your back since we left the Walmart.
Hey, there you are. Okay. And so then moving on to another haunted establishment is the Normandy Inn. And it is now called the Mansard House. But at the time of all of these events, it was called the Normandy Inn. And originally it was called the Smith Perry Boarding House. And our tour guide, Tyler, said that on one of his tours, it was still a little more run down. It hadn't been renovated yet. And a couple on the tour went inside the building because it was abandoned. And he called his boss and he was like, what do I do? These people won't come out. And the boss was like, we got to get in there and you got to get them. And so he was told to go inside and get the rogue couple. And as he was ushering those rascals outside, he said that from behind, something grabbed his ear and threw him down the stairs.
Yikes.
And so while
Wait, am I making this up? Didn't he like lose his wallet or something when he got thrown down the stairs?
Oh, gosh.
Well, he lost his wallet when he went in to find the couple. And then when he came back out, he realized he didn't have it. So he went back in to get his wallet by himself. And that's when he...
Oh
Yeah.
my
That's
gosh.
when he was thrown
Okay.
down the stairs? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
there's
forgot about that
something
part.
dark in that house.
It's now a lovely Airbnb. It has a really pretty pool area out in the back, and we should go stay there.
It looks so cute. Tyler says he'll never go back in, but we don't need Tyler with us.
Yeah. And I think that there were unsubstantiated rumors about that being a house where some devil worship was happening. We
Yes.
couldn't, that was what our tour guide said. When we tried to corroborate.
Well, I've got it just right here.
Oh, I didn't realize. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We're all telling this story
We're gonna
together.
let-
I'm just the one with the notes.
We're going to let Haley tell this next part.
But I want you to, because if I miss something, I want you to make sure that you
Oh, you believe I will?
tell it. So while it is legend, I could not verify a few stories about this house that Tyler told us. An occupant of the house said his son threw himself out of a window to get rid of the voices that were telling him to kill everyone. And he did not die, but did that son end up killing people?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
He survived the fall. It was only 3 stories. May have been 4
2 stories.
stories.
It was from the second story.
But was it before they leveled up the island?
So the Normandy Inn is only 2 stories.
Okay.
There was another house though that has sunk, and maybe you're thinking of that house with Tilly, and which we will get to in just a minute. But and it also is rumored to be a portal to hell, and it is said that 7 guests from this that have stayed at this place have disappeared and have never been found. A Satanist was said to occupy the building for many years, and after he died, a plethora of animal bones were found in a room in one of the upstairs room, along with a few bones that belonged to children. So
Do you
I don't know if
think
you guys
that
remember that.
I remember when they said that, but I was just thinking, like, with all the bodies that were washing up on the shore, you know what I mean? It would not be out of the range of reason to assume that, like, somebody picked up bones, not realizing that they were children's finger bones or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember us talking about that, and that makes the most sense. Okay, so now it is a lovely bed and breakfast, and it is now called the Mansard House, where guests have reported whispers, footsteps, and shadowy figures wandering around. And so the next haunted place we went to is where the infamous Robert Durst stayed while he stayed in Galveston. And he is a wealthy heir turned fugitive, hid in Galveston disguised as a mute woman named Dorothy. And his neighbor, Morris Black, he figured out who Robert was and threatened to, or at least according to Robert, threatened to blackmail him. And Robert said that he killed Morris in self-defense, chopped him up, and a year later, a fisherman found Morris's torso. And shockingly, Robert was acquitted of this murder and continued on his merry murderous way. So the duplex Robert and Morris shared is said to carry a sinister energy. You can hear a man moaning and screaming in pain around 2 or 3 a.m. And you see Morris in the windows of the house and also off the alleyway by the house.
Do you guys remember my EMF reader was going nuts when we were standing outside that house? That was the most.
do.
That was the most active I've seen it, and all those teen girls were so fascinated by it. And then some of them got like inundated by fire ants that were just like living in mounds outside the house, and we couldn't see them in the dark.
Poor girls. I felt so bad for them. No.
Many horrors lurk around that house,
Around the
including fire
dust.
ants.
And so Tyler told this funny story of some girls that were renting that house, but found out about the murder on his tour. And I think he said that they like moved out pretty quickly after.
That was so funny. Yeah, they had no idea. They were like, "Why are we stopping at our house?"
Oh my gosh. He's like, I hate to break it to you, but listen to this.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
And so, as many of us know, Robert Durst finally went to prison for murdering his friend Susan Berman. He was arrested in 2015, convicted in 2021, and indicted for the murder of his wife, Kathy, who tragically disappeared in 1982. And he died in jail from natural causes on January 10th, 2022. And Emily, your EMF reader, I think, went pretty crazy at like most of these places we stopped at, right?
It did. Yeah, it was interesting because it would be like
the Robert
quiet.
Durst was especially crazy.
Yes, it would be like quiet as we were walking, like just up and down the streets, like with little blips here and there. But then outside each of the stops that Tyler took us to, it would light up pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was going nuts.
So next, we stopped at the house of Tilly Brown Sweeney, and she was a prominent woman of Galveston high society, and she was tragically murdered by her husband. He was a drunk, he was jealous and violent, and he is still an angry ghost in the house. People have reported being pushed, slapped, and having their hair pulled. And Tilly's ghost can be seen in the upper windows in Victorian dress, and people hear footsteps. There's cold spots and just uneasy feelings in that house.
Mm-hmm.
And Tilly's sister, the more well-known Rebecca Ashton Brown, she was never married, and she was considered a very bold woman of her time, eccentric. You know, she told people her opinions.
What? A woman with opinions?
She wore pants.
She wore pants. Thank you. So she was,
and she loved to party.
She did. She was.
Wait, can I just pause you for a second and go back to Tilly's house? Because isn't that where, oh, I could be misremembering, but was her house where they had the haint blue painted on the porch?
No.
Ghosts Away?
That was a different house.
That was a different house. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. And so she was considered a very scandalous woman, outspoken, smoked cigars, and drank whiskey, as is her right.
As is her right.
So she loved to party and have a good time, and her ghost seems to have the same attitude. People have reported feeling like brushing on their arms or like pulled. Do you guys remember exactly what he said? I forgot what he said and to write it down, but like people have like reported just like somebody like trying to pull them to the house to.
Oh, I don't remember either.
Oh, darn
Was it the house across the street from the...
Or like music just turns on.
Oh, I do remember them talking about music turns on.
Yeah. But so she seemed like a really fun woman, but tragically she died of tuberculosis. And it is said that her ghost can be seen in a white dress with blood around her mouth. And there was that photo that Tyler showed us that a kid took through one of the windows of Rebecca's house. And it is a woman sitting all in white with blood on the front of her dress.
Yes, we have it. We'll post it.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, we'll definitely put that picture on our Instagram and TikTok.
That was the house that the first floor, when they raised the island. Yes. So they brought in a bunch of dirt and basically kind of like added it to the island. So a lot of first floors became basements and the second floors became first floors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that any of them maintained basement status. I think they all had to be filled because the water table is too high there. I don't think that you can have it as a basement.
Cement-filled basements.
Okay.
Ghostly dirt-filled.
Yeah, maybe cement-filled, maybe dirt. I have no idea. But I don't think that they're like...
usable spaces?
You're not able to go... Yeah.
Wow.
You're not able to get in there.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. We have a picture. If it's a good enough picture, you can kind of see the arches of the first floor windows that are now underground. And we will post that.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the ghostly picture of the lady that died of TB. So sad.
All the spooky
And they said
photos.
that, this is just what I remember that stuck out to me, is he said that people that have seen her, if you get inside the house, will walk in and they'll see a woman crouched in the corner of the room with her back.
That's right.
And then as they approach, she'll suddenly stand up and turn around and have her mouth open with blood dripping down. And it's just a terror, because that's what happens when you die of TB. You bleed out of your mouth just with her mouth open, just like the most terrifying thing you can imagine seeing.
Straight out of a horror film.
Straight out.
Totally terrifying. And for any of you who don't know, most people do know, but they called it consumption at the time.
That's right.
Tuberculosis is what we now call it, and we know that it's a disease that can be spread from person to person. But they called it consumption, and they didn't quite know exactly how it was spread, so people weren't really careful about like coughing over food at the table and things like that.
It's just crazy because all of these hauntings and all of these places are within like a 4-block radius. Like within this city. It felt like we were walking and walking and walking, but
Well, and like literally some of them built on dead bodies.
I think a lot of them did.
Well, and also just to put it into perspective, we stayed within this small radius, but there are so many other haunted tours in Galveston that take you on into other areas of the island that are also purported to be haunted. So
Yes.
Which we will have to do.
Cemetery tours, a whole other street that we didn't even get close to called the Strand, then the Red Light District. All of them have separate haunted tours, and we just wish we would have had time for all of them.
I know. We just need like a month, just the three of us together.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all we need. Just a year.
what if we just made it like a year? What if we just did like a year?
we just same brained that?
Travel to all the places.
Yes.
It might be 5 years.
We just need our husbands to get on board with this. I don't see the problem.
They can come.
They
No.
are invited.
They're invited to visit us. They're invited to part of it.
No. I'm putting down a hard line. No, I'm just kidding. Jason, you're invited. I love you. Okay, so next we have the Olga house, which she was a piano player for Walt Disney. And the most recent owners, I believe, Tyler told us they purchased the house for $12,500. And Olga is buried. She goes by Lucy, though, right?
Yes.
That part was murky to me.
She's buried in the backyard, and
She doesn't want anything changed.
And so the house, due to its historic significance, has to remain as is. And so they have to use the same materials that the house was built with, like that old lead glass and things like that, which can be very pricey. And so contractors have been haunted as they have worked on this house, and contractors have even quit due to one was pushed down the stairs. Their things would disappear. And there's a ghost who likes to turn the lights on and off. And if we remember, as we were standing outside that house, the lights were just randomly turning on and then turning off. And we've got a video of it. Tyler said that there was nobody staying in the house at that time. So
Yes.
ghosts.
He claims that there was nobody in the house, so he said that sometimes the lights turn on and off. I was totally skeptical. I pictured somebody inside just like giggling and flipping.
That's what I would do.
Flipping the switch on and off.
If I owned a beautiful haunted house and tours came outside of it all the time, because what was that? He said that was like his third tour that day. And it was rated R, so we could say whatever the hell we wanted. And it would just be funny to mess with people on the tour.
It would be.
He did
So-
say that the neighbor of that house, of the Olga house, had told him that she heard music playing one night, piano playing all night long, like the lady that lived next door.
Oh, that's
Oh,
freaky.
I didn't hear
We
that
did.
part. That's awesome.
Some of the people on the tour with us, one of them got a video, and I wish that we'd asked them to airdrop it to us, but they got a video of the sheer curtains just like rustling and moving. And they were like, what is this? It was pretty freaky. And to paint a little picture, I know a lot of people have probably been to Galveston, but if you haven't, these houses are gorgeous. They're like these old Victorian homes. So like the $12,500 would be crazy for any size of home right now. But this house looks like it would be $1 million plus, like it is, this like 3-story Victorian, gorgeous, gorgeous, pristine home.
Well, and they purchased it for $12,500, but what they have to put into it to renovate it is
A lot,
probably
yeah.
like 500,000 plus.
I think it was actually the people before the current owners. I think the current owners bought it for 400,000 or something.
Oh,
It was the
okay.
previous owners that purchased it for $12,000. And it was so funny because when he was like, guess how much? The first guess was like 5 million. He's like, lower. Oh, 1 million? Lower. People were like, 900,000? And they just kept going. And when we got below, I think someone finally goes, 5.
And he's like, closer.
It was funny because it's just an unbelievably cheap. Mm-hmm. But didn't Emily? I think you said you can't insure like houses in Galveston because they're in a flood zone.
I think it's tricky or expensive to insure. I said something like that. I probably said it like I knew exactly what I was talking about. But now that you're making me say it on air,
You said it with authority.
I don't know exactly, but I think it's pretty expensive to insure.
Okay.
I bet.
Her name. Okay, I just found this. Her name was Lucy Hickenlooper.
Okay.
But that wasn't classy enough, so she changed it to Olga Samarov.
Oh.
So Olga Samarov was actually her classier name, but her real name was Lucy Hickenlooper.
Oh, okay.
I think they're both just like riddled with class.
I know. Hickenlooper,
Yeah.
I love it.
That's a fun last
Two
name.
people got rude and called her Lickenhooper.
Oh, no, she would never lick a hoop.
Nope.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
and he said that part of the reason why you can't get contractors, you already said this, like can't get contractors to come in and stay is that she is so particular about the way she wants things.
She keeps messing with him.
Yes.
She as in the ghost Olga/Lucy, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The Olga Lucy ghost.
Yeah. Okay, so the next house, which is Mr. Adams' house. So tragically, the night of the great storm, his wife and son fled the house, and so sad that they actually would have lived if they had stayed home that night, but because of the storm, like they wanted to get to higher ground, and that is what led to them tragically passing away in the storm. And so this house used to face a completely different street, but because his son and wife, he found their bodies on that street, he paid people to lift his house and turn it so it turned 90 degrees to face a different way. So he didn't have to look out on his balcony on the street where he tragically found his son and wife. And so then the next person to like run this house, she kept a tight ship. And so now when you stay there, which is now it's an Airbnb, I believe, you should keep your room tidy unless you want to be pulled out of bed at night. And you can have Alexa playing like your favorite music, and then it'll suddenly switch to 1900s jazz music.
Dad
And
would love it.
Dad would love it. And there's an elevator in this house, and a handyman hung himself in the elevator shaft. And the elevator now will get stuck in the same place as where his body hung.
Oh.
And then Nettie or Emily, was it you talking about the Haint Blue?
I was talking about Haint Blue.
Yes.
Well, and so is
Yes.
our tour guide.
I'm the one that
And so is the tour guide. But Nettie,
the tour guide mentioned it. I brought it up just earlier when we were
earlier.
talking
I
about
thought you
it.
meant on the tour. I
brought
came
it,
over and was like,
you brought it up on the tour. Emily brought it up just a little bit
We all
earlier
talked about
in
it.
this episode. But Nettie, I think you have the most information on this Haint Blue. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Oh, sure. So, well, our tour guide said they call it Haint Blue because it ain't quite blue and it ain't quite green. It's somewhere in between. It's a very lovely color. It's almost like robin shell. It's almost like a robin egg shell blue. But all I know is that the ghosts think, so it's said that ghosts can't pass water or no, they can go into the sky. So if you paint the ceiling, the top of the porch blue, they'll get confused and think it's the sky, and they will get confused and just try to go up into the ceiling, up into the roof of the porch and not into the house. Or if you paint the entire porch Haint Blue, they'll think it's water and they cannot cross it. Because they cannot cross bodies of water, according to some legend.
And I feel like Tyler was being silly when he said haint quite whatever. But actually a haint, in case people don't know, is a variation of the word haunt, and it is a restless, often malicious spirit or ghost. So that is what a haint
Okay.
is.
Yes.
Thank you, Emily.
You're welcome.
And you're welcome as well.
Nitty, I really appreciate you keeping that knowledge about Haint Blue. And so
And that was a haunted nursery. Did you talk about? That's where the nursery is haunted because that's where was his little boy's room.
Oh, so sad.
that's right. I forgot about the haunted nursery.
So
So
terrible.
terrible.
Yeah,
And as
so
like,
much lost
as our
that
group
one
was
night.
walking away, I think we all were trying to like look and just be like, is there a ghost up there?
Yes, I certainly tried. I
Yeah.
took several pictures. I'll examine them closely and let you know if I find a ghost. Not right now, though.
Oh, but when we were on the tour in Old Town, I got like a couple photos that were kind of weird that I showed you guys, where it's like the first photo, there's like nothing in it, and then there's just this weird gray blob thing. I'll have to Emily, I'll have to resend it to you so you can look at them.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing them. I
I
want to
think
see.
we were just so busy when we were all there.
Yeah.
But I'll have to
I'm
post
devastated that we didn't just really push hard to get photos from each of our. I mean, I know we got some of the photos from our guide in Old Town Spring, but like we took pictures of the photos that they had on their front, but there was just so many cool photos, and now we can't find them. And I'm just kind of
Yeah. Well, and I got those photos airdropped to me from the server when we were in Old Town Spring.
He didn't
yeah.
include some of them. Like we didn't get one of the Shadow Hat Man by the
Shadow
tree.
Hat Man by the hanging tree.
That was
Yeah.
the tour guide. I was talking about the server at where we went to
Oh,
eat.
the server. Yes. Good
But
job.
yeah, the Hat Man. And we can't find that one on their website. And he said we could.
Yeah,
Michael.
he did. We
he
were like,
did us
we
a
can't
little
get
dirty,
that one. He's
Michael.
like,
Can
oh,
you please email us those photos if you're listening, Michael from Old Town Spring?
yeah. He did
Haunted
say
Ghost Tours.
he did tell us it was on the website, and it definitely was not.
Well, sisters, that's a wrap.
That's all you have for Old
It's a
Town.
wrap on our haunted Galveston.
Old Town Haunted Galveston.
I wanted to add one thing that I thought was so creepy. At the very beginning of the tour, he was talking about, well, it wasn't the very beginning. It was like after the first house and we crossed the street, and he was talking about how there was construction of a gas station. And I was a little confused, but I went back and I had recorded what he said, and I went back and listened to the audio. And what he said was about 2 years ago, they started construction for a brand new gas station, and they came across so many bodies because of just the mass burials from the 1900 storm that they eventually just started putting the bodies in the dumpsters. And construction is paused because we were looking around going, he said a gas station, but there's no new gas station around here. That one does not look 2 years old. But when I re-listened, he said, you'll notice construction has been paused, and it's because they just kept.
Yes, and
And I feel like throwing bodies in a dumpster is a surefire way to be haunted.
I would
I
say
think you're right. And I think
so.
members of the community were super upset that that was what they were doing with the remains they came across. And one quick thing that I thought was super fascinating, they talked about the death toll of that and how, they thought they could send bodies out to sea to get rid of them, and then they all just washed back up on shore. So they had basically a mandatory, every abled body was required to come help dig graves to bury all of the people that were
forgot about that.
dig graves and gather bodies.
Yes, dig graves, gather bodies. And if anybody tried to refuse or to shirk that duty, they were hanged. So adding to the body count from this terrible tragedy, they would hang people that refused to contribute to this massive burial effort. Just isn't that so fascinating?
Can you just imagine
Wild.
the trauma? And I bet they didn't have therapy back then to process it.
No, they didn't. I think you had to talk to a priest or something. That was the only therapy they offered. And then I hopefully we can find some pictures. We didn't do the graveyard tour, but I remember seeing a picture of a mausoleum where basically the dirt now covers up to the top of the doorknob because they did this massive effort to raise the level. This is part of what we were talking about with
Right. That's that author. The author does that tour.
Kathleen Maka, maybe? I think that's her name, or Catherine Maka.
I think it's Kathleen Maka.
Kathleen Maka. So we wished that we could have done her tour also. We weren't able to, but so there was a picture I think on her website of the mausoleum, one of these mausoleums where basically you can see the doorknob is just barely sticking up above the ground.
My
So that would have been
goodness.
about waist height. That's
Yeah.
how high they raised the earth on this island, and it was bucket by bucket. They just had these people bringing bucket loads of dirt for this huge effort to raise the level, and then they built a seawall, which is one of the big famous engineering feats that was completed in, I think it was completed in the 60s or something, but they started it shortly after this tragedy. Anyway, so that's a little boring nerd history
Oh, I
there
thought
that
that
I
was
thought that was
fascinating.
I just wanted to
The thing
share just for a little context.
Yes. No. And share anything you guys remember.
One of the things that stuck out to me, and this was also one of the videos we watched of Kathleen Maka, was that she said using body scanning technology in old cemeteries, you can use it to like figure out where old graves were, like where things have shifted. But they say in Galveston, it's just pointless because it is like, what did she say? Toppled dominoes underground. There are just so many bodies, so many people buried that it's just like, oh, well, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just people everywhere.
Didn't she
And then with
say,
the earth lifted, it was graves on graves.
Graves on graves, yeah.
Yeah. All the gravestones are covered.
Yes. So you'll have like gravestone completely covered in dirt with another grave and a gravestone on top of it. I mean, it's like layered, instead of layered cake, it's layered graves. Oh, no. I'll cut that out.
Keep it.
You can't eat it.
No. Is it
Don't
cake?
eat it.
Is it
Nope.
cake?
Yep.
It was so fascinating.
7-layer graves.
I would love to go back. I would love to do a cemetery tour. I really would love to do a red light district tour and a Strand tour. There's just so much. I felt like we could have spent like a week there and just dipped our toe. The other thing was that local lady that we met that was like a local.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, no, I've done a lot of ghost tours. I haven't done this one. She's like, but I've got a ghost in my house. We've got 2 of them. They're friendly. One of them's more friendly than the other. She was so sweet. I almost wanted to be like, can we come and meet your ghost?
Are you inviting us for dinner?
Oh my gosh. I know. I would have been like, I'll grab a bottle of wine. Can I come meet your ghost?
Yeah, she was wearing a T-shirt that we all have that says, oh, what does it say? It's the one about witches. It says,
Oh,
The witches, girls will be girls.
girls will be girls. And we're like, oh, we all have that shirt. And she had the cutest puppy. Her little guard
She
puppy.
she was lovely. And I cannot remember her name. I know she introduced herself to us, but I know that she works closely with the local women's shelter there and like with some addiction recovery or something. Do you remember this? She just seemed
Yeah,
like,
I do.
Oh, and we told her about our podcast,
Yes.
and she seemed excited. So, hey, if you're listening,
she
write
seemed
in.
like such a
We'd love to
kindred
hear from
spirit.
you.
And also I showed her the link for the for my EMF reader, and she ordered one. She was like, I'm gonna track down these ghosts in my house with this EMF reader.
Oh, I love that. I love when you just make connections with people. It was great. I was sort of like, if I lived in Galveston, I think she'd be my friend.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'd be her friend regardless.
Forced. No
I'd
choices.
be like, I'm sorry, I'm your friend.
She's like, oh great, now I've got a third haunting.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, nicely done, Haley. Way to remember all those details and bring them back to life.
And thank you for remembering things I didn't remember.
Yeah. Oh, and there was that other house. It was one of the last ones we stopped at where they say that there's a ghost, and she was a married lady, so inappropriate. But she basically, people every few years there'll be some young male that stays there that will go in and say like, hey, what room is the lady in? The lady that was wearing the dress that I met in the courtyard. And they'll be like, there's no one else staying here. And they attribute it to the ghost of the woman who used to own that house. I don't remember her name.
Oh, I forgot.
Like Mrs. Robinson or something. But she's just goes and has conversations and flirts with men, and they kind of fall in love with her.
And she's a ghost.
And she's just a ghost.
Yes, I remember that story. 'Cause that house was right after, and we didn't talk about this one either. The house that bought
the mummy.
first mummy.
The mummy.
Shoot, I forgot
It's
that.
okay.
Well, that's okay. We're adding it now. Because guess what happens if you bring a mummy from a dry, arid climate to a wet, humid climate?
It unmummifies.
It starts to rot and stink, and your neighbors will not be happy.
Also, your wife
will not be happy.
get rid of this mummy. But that is so at that period of time in history, like like getting remnants of mummies was very common to like cure some ailments, and people would like get it, and it was called like mumia or something like that, and you would put it in your teas.
Ew.
It was supposed to help with something, maybe like male virility.
I doubt it did.
But I mean, just one of those like old timey.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, she's
cures.
sick. Let's cut open her veins and
Like,
bleed the illness
Can you
out.
imagine?
Here, grind up some mummies.
Or
Snort
like
it.
during the plague, how people would hunch over those like just like rivers full of shit and it stunk so bad, and inhale the fumes because they thought breathing in bad air would help push out the bad plague.
Whose idea was
Gosh,
that?
if we could go back in time, we could be so rich. We would make up the craziest
We would get burned
ailments.
at the stake because we would be called witches.
Oh,
We'd be like, you guys, try washing your hands.
Be like, witch.
thank you for shattering my little daydream
Hey, hey.
there, my fantasy.
Hey,
Sorry.
don't cut her veins open. Witch.
Wyatt trying to make more work, witch.
Burner.
She
Yeah.
tugged
Okay,
me
should we
to
call
do.
it?
Yes, let's call it. This is great. Great job, Haley.
And thank you, sisters.
All right.
Emily.
Okay, thank you so much for listening to the Spooky Darlings. Don't forget about our sticker promotion that Nettie mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. Leave a review, send us proof of your review to our email, and we will send you a really great vinyl sticker that you can put on your water bottle or your laptop or whatever. Don't forget about, I said that twice. Don't forget about our sticker promotion.
That's how much we want you to remember. We want to send
Just
you
remember it.
stickers and we want to read your reviews. We
appreciate our listeners.
yes. And we really love reading them. It's so much fun when we get a new review.
We do. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at the Spooky Darlings Podcast. And if you have questions, corrections, comments, or spooky stories of your own, send them over to thespookydarlings@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this episode, please take just 10 seconds to rate, review, and follow wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really helps us grow and keeps the spooky stories coming. Stay spooky, darlings. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
5 stars.
Stay tuned for some bloopers. All right, I'm recording. Perfect. You're listening to The Spooky Darlings, where 3 sisters explore haunted histories, sinister mysteries, and ghostly talking. Shit, are we keeping talkies?
Oh, I thought we were.
Oh. When you told me to change it, I was like, it's supposed to be ghostly talking.
And then you were like, oh, I thought it was talkies like the old timey movies. And so I changed it back to talkies.
Okay, I'm going to start again. All right. Hey, give me a couple seconds.
No, I like
Are we
this.
really
Let's
gonna
keep
say
going.
ghostly talkies or ghostly talking? Neither of those are what we want to say, right?
Ghostly.
You know, I'm Haley.
Banter. Banter.
Ghostly banter. Okay, you don't even need to change it. I can do it in my head.
I think we need to keep this.
Ghostly gabbing.
Ghostly gabbing. Oh, I like that. Ghostly gabbing. Okay, I love the haunted histories, sinister mysteries, and ghostly sisteries.
No.
Hey. Oh. Emily turned us down.
Sorry, I
great
just had a visceral reaction. It was like, ugh.
You know what? You're
No.
supposed to trust your gut.
I did, and it was said, don't.
Okay.
Our gut said
Don't say
yes.
My gut was like, this seems like another good idea. Just like all the good ideas you've ever had.
You've ever had.
Okay. Before we disappear into the shadows, don't forget, we're still sending out vinyl stickers. Leave us a rating and review and email us proof to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, along with your mailing address, and we'll send you some spooky snail mail while supplies last. And if your heart is still mourning that tote bag, may we gently tempt your way toward our merch store at thespookydarlings.printful.me. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Thanks for listening. And as always, stay spooky.